Okay, so Hotspot. If BONKS wins this, they win 2-0. They move on, ladies and gentlemen, to the quarterfinals. TNG, if they win this, they force a game 3. If TNG loses, though, they're down into the losers bracket. Meanwhile, double gearing, Grozavoy for the side of TNG. Double Moskva, Des Moines, Nevsky, Kremlin, and Ohio. On the side of BONKS, we are seeing, once again, 4 DDs. A little bit of a change here. No Marceau this time. Harugumo, Shimakaze, Ragnar still the same, but they have thrown Boom Diada off the Marceau into the Vampire 2. In addition, they're running 3 cruisers, Moskva, Des Moines, Goliath, and then an Ohio and a Conqueror. So a very similar composition to what they ran last time. Let me just check. A setting is on. Okay. And... Yep. Okay, here we go. So, game is off and moving. Looks like we're seeing from BONKS here. Looks like you're seeing most of the DDs kind of pushing towards C, nothing really heading towards B. Shimakaze going to be heading to the outside, probably similar to what we saw yesterday from some of the teams. You're going to put the Shimakaze out here on the 10 line, try to torp onto this island. With the Shimakaze, they're sending the Conqueror and the Goliath. Moskva, Des Moines, and Ohio are all heading towards B. On the side of TNG, pardon me, bleh. Gearing and actually double Moskva heading out wide towards the 9-10 line, so we'll see how that contesting goes. Meanwhile, Kremlin, Des Moines heading up and posting up at D. Gearing of Aragorn heading to C, and Grozavoy of Mario Andretti heading with the Nevsky to A. So it'll be interesting to see what happens here, ladies and gentlemen, with AB. So something we've seen a lot of times is AB pushes don't develop until 12 plus minutes have passed in game. Usually before then, it's C and D challenges. You have the fight going on the 9-10 line, and it takes time for them to go here. But I'm going to be interested to see what TNG does and if they go for an early 1-2 line push. So we'll keep an eye out and see what happens with that. Anyway, looking here into the middle, looks like we're seeing 3 DDs go for BONKS towards C. Harugumo is probably going to end up posting up on that island, though he might duck into D because I realize they have nobody there right now that's going to go into D. But Vampire and Ragnar are looking towards C proper, and the Gearing's sending out a wave of torps to cross C cap and try to prevent any claim here. Now, TNG is going to have uncontested access for the moment for Imperator Danny into D. And the other thing about this is going to be interesting is that if he goes for this island, if he locks on it properly, he'll have shots with the Des Moines American firing lines out there towards where the Shimakaze and the Goliath to an extent want to go. Or if he sits looking this way, he'll have shots narrowly onto the side of C where BONKS is. Boom Diada, yeah, is doing his turnaround and looks like he's going to get just a really nice gap in the torps. It's like the torps parted for him to make his turn there. But he's in C. He's going to take C. Grozavoy, by the way, of Mario Andretti is at A. And the Des Moines has not even reached it yet for BONKS. So first cap is going to go to the side of TNG. They're going to have A cap ticking up early on. Second cap is going to be C cap claimed, however, briefly, because the Gearing looks like he's trying to back up by the side of BONKS. And then the third cap claimed will be Imperator Danny taking D and holding that position I said. So he's going to have the ability to lock down this corner, and the Shimakaze, Goliath, and Conqueror are going to have trouble trying to push that in any meaningful way. Now, points lead ticking right now and building for the side of TNG. That'll be answered by the Des Moines here of Addy taking B. So the points lead will be sitting at about 16 to 20 points by the time he finishes this. Beyond that, oh, never mind. Gunfight going on. Gearing's been spotted. Vampire, Ragnar, and Harugumo all sitting there in the middle, opening up on him. Down to 23, down to 21k already from 23. 19 and dropping. We'll zoom in on this as he just tries to cut out. Vampire of Boom Diada has not taken any damage yet, and that's a nice 7k chunk if you're the side of BONKS. For TNG, Gearing's thankfully got away only taking 7k there because he's the only one. But we've kind of devolved into a bit of a split map state. You've got control over at A and a control at D for the side of TNG. BONKS is holding a control line between B and C with this almost arc of DDs and cruisers. And then they've got these 3 ships kind of off on their own island fighting 6 ships right now. So it'll be very interesting to see whose push is successful, because both teams have a weak side right now. Vampire of Boom Diodad did take some damage while we were talking there. He's down to 18k, 5k down, but still, worst end of the deal definitely has to be Aragorn's gearing. Still anybody's game though. Health differential, 30,000 less health for the side of BONKS. That's mostly because they're running 4 DDs. But as I said, that points lead is just sitting under 20 right now. Torp's coming out. Moskva's going to not be worried about them. And now Addy's Des Moines has gone up to the edge of the volcano. And he's going to take advantage of that and sit there and just prevent the Grozavoy from pushing around. We've seen several teams, including a memorable game yesterday where Shimakaze did a run around the map to get behind the enemy team and pen them in. Shots out, by the way. They've now, for TNG, this is really strong position if they can get the Kremlin in there into a position where it can't be hit. Because Kremlin, as he gets in here, if he locks in, is going to have angle across the entire map. He's going to be able to prevent that Ohio and Moskva push from getting across the opening around the volcano to A. However, issue for him is Battleship Nagato says, ooh, Kremlin, toasty, and is just going to burn him down for a while. Also, really like the smoke here that's out from the gearing. The smoke's going to allow Imperator Danny to push up, and he's going to look probably to push up and lock on this island right here so that he's protected from cross shots, and he can rain down shots onto BONKS on this corner. Goliath of Doofy for life is down to 49k. Kremlin, as we talked about, still burning down 77k. That Harugumo is just sitting there and spamming the HE onto him. We'll see how much more gets off of him before it gets dark. Looks like, yep, still no heal out. 70k, so he's already lost 40,000 health in just a short time. And that position that was really strong he wanted to take, he is unfortunately having to abandon because of the fact that even with the Des Moines of Danny sitting in the smoke and the Moskva of a Harbinger out there to try to deny them the line, he's just losing too much health to that Harugumo. And the Harugumo is going to have to stop firing soon as his smoke runs out. But now the Ragnar is opening up to trade it, and if a Harugumo is bad, a Ragnar is even worse to open up because the Kremlin's just going to get chunked. The push is starting to develop that I talked about at B as we look across the map. You're seeing the Ohio of Drix and the Moskva of Admiral Tester start to push up a little bit. Ohio's really far forward into the open, though he is backing up now. And they're taking shots out towards late light to see what they can get on him. Little chip damage, nothing major onto him, but we'll have to keep an eye out for that. Also, shots downtown. Imperator Danny making a move. He's pushing in to get full control of D and prevent BONKS from making any push. That points lead still just sitting at 20 points difference, 552 to 536 right now. So we'll have to keep an eye. Health lead has, though, swung in the favor of BONKS. Remember, they were down earlier. They're now up by about 20,000 health. And a lot of that comes from that Kremlin just being eaten alive by HE. And he's still getting smashed by HE. Everybody's focusing the HE on him. Conquer gets shots on him. That's another fire on him. He's healing through it, but it's going to take some damage. And good return fire onto the Ragnar to get a 3k chunk off of him. Oh, shots are out, though. Shots are out. Here come the shots. And Righteous Fury definitely clenching a little bit there, but relaxes. Ohio's shots are just off, and he's only takes 7k instead of possibly getting double Citadel to death there. Now, we haven't talked about A for a while, but look at the push now. The Des Moines of Addy is really aggressively up here against a Gearing, a Nevsky, a Grozavoy, and a Moskva with no support. The Ohio and the BONKS Admiral Tester, just there is no support here for Addy, and he's having to beat a quick retreat, 16k down and already dropping. So feint and counter feint don't work. Though, oh, Kremlin down to 7,800 just in that short time since we talked. He took some major damage, and now here come the shots from the Moskva, seeing if they can get some more. And there's Torps out from the Vampire. If those Torps have range, this could be the end of him. Shots out from Uwunikam. Down onto the Kremlin. They hit only about 1,000 damage. Shots out from the Ohio and the Moskva. 6,100. Still sitting at 6,100. The Vampire's Torps run out. He'll be okay for the time. And Addy is back down to 28k. He's healing a bit through it, but he's also on fire. Nope, pardon me. He's not healing at all. He's just on fire, and he's down to 24k. Kremlin of Righteous Fury has healed up. Health differential is a grand total of about 3,000, 4,000 health, and that points change is still 20. And no ship kills here. Now, let's talk about the repositioning. So we're seeing a reposition here where the Gearing and Des Moines of TNG are sitting there trying to lock down and prevent any push into D. Meanwhile, BONKS is trying to reposition their Conqueror over towards mid, and the Shimakaze of Dire is getting absolutely smashed by that radar, though Imperator Danny's taking fire from 4 different ships. Ohio shots out. Looks like they're going to be a little off. Yep, they're off. 20k on Imperator Danny, and he's trying to back up, but he may not be long for this world. We'll have to see. But BONKS is repositioning to try to wrap it in towards C, ignore A, because they've realized with Addy getting chunked, they can't do anything. Meanwhile, we're seeing just cross-map pressure from TNG everywhere. Goliath of Doofy for life at 44k. Ohio's Late Light shooting out at him. Shots are off. And now Imperator Danny's trying to charge forward because I think he realizes at this point with the Conqueror where he is, unless he gets behind that island, he's dead. And even then, Ragnar's firing on him, Harugno's firing on him. There goes Imperator Danny. First kill of the game, took 11 minutes and 10 seconds. Uwunikam is pushing into D. However, here come Gearing Torps, and this might be traded back really quickly. And if you're TNG, you love if you get the Conqueror dead here, because a dead Conqueror is so much value because it doesn't have heals. Not quite dead, but down to 11k and healing, but he's not going to be able to heal a lot with the fact that his torp damage on a Conqueror is a significant issue, and you can see it there. Normal Conqueror heal 30 to 40k. This Conqueror heal only took him up about 15k. So he's at 23k, and Antonius Jones is going to try to kill him next time he comes around. Little bit of friendly fire there from the Huguenot's Torps onto Uwunikam, but we'll see. Shots out from Ohio, Late Light onto him. Little bit of damage, he's down to 19k. We're seeing now, though, Gearing of Antonius Jones is really caught in a rock and a hard spot. Shimakaze and Goliath are pushing up on him. Conqueror's sitting literally in his face, proximity spotting him, and the Ragnar and Vampire are coming in, and this is where this triple spam DD comes into effect. You got 3 different DDs that are just spamming HE out at him. Even the Moskva's getting in on it. Antonius Jones goes down. 2 ship lead to the side of BONKS. Uwunikam is at 9k, and now the Ragnar's also been chunked down to 19k. So there's some damage coming back, and the Kremlin of Righteous Fury pushing in. He's going to delete Uwunikam, so that's going to save Decap, though he takes shots in return, and he's down to 26k with Shima Torps coming in. So we'll have to watch these. Or no, those are Goliath Torps, pardon me. Shima just launched his 3rd set. So we'll keep an eye on this. Oh, fight going on here. Ragnar at 10k. Ohio of Late Light at 17k. All the shots coming out. A lot of gunfights going on everywhere on the map. It's opened up and exploded after all that tentative time. Late Light goes down to shots from Drix 250. Ragnar of Vivi goes down to the Moskva HE. 1 ship lead for BONKS. 100 points lead. Still anybody's game, though. Still anybody's game. Now, this Ohio and Moskva of Admiral Tester and Drix are going to push out. Meanwhile, look over here. Grozovoy of Mario Andretti and 2 Crazy Eyes are pushing. They're trying to clear Addy off this flank. Oh, and Righteous Fury does go down to a fire on the far side at D. So BONKS does pick up another ship. They're now up 2 ships. They're now up 200 points and 100 points and change away. However, Nevsky and Grozovoy are chunking down Addy. They're trying to clear him off this corner so that they are able to push around into B, and they may very well be successful. Also, we've got a massive fight going on here in the mid. Harugumo's opening up, Vampire's opening up, Gearing's opening up, Vampire down to 10k and dropping. Addy, meanwhile, on the right side of our screen, 3k, and he's gone out, so that's going to give TNG a little bit of time. 7 kills in the space of 4 minutes after no kills for 11 minutes. We'll see what happens here. So Harugumo's still trying to farm the Moskva of Red Cool. Now, problem for the Ohio and Moskva of Bonks is that you've got a Nevsky sitting on your side that's got shots, but this might be able to do a major... Nope. Nevsky's going to turn in and dodge those, but now he's sitting on their broadside, and their only hope is to get that Moskva and Gearing that are preventing them from pushing up dead, because if Gearing comes out and torps them, they're in a world of hurt. D, by the way, Goliath and Shimikaze of Bonks pushing in. Harbinger is in a good line to hold him off, though he's busy working on the Ohio. Ohio of Bonks at 40k and dropping. Torps out from Vampire into the smoke trying to grab the Moskva. We'll see what happens. 38k and dropping on the Ohio. More shots out from the Moskva. Goliath and Moskva are about to engage on each other, and this is going to be a big play here. Bonk's about to crest 900 points again as well. And not too far behind is TNG at 800 points. Ohio at 33k. Here come the Torps. These Torps are going to be big. Do these Torps hit? Gearing is in a position where he may take them. We'll see if he can get the turn. He's trying to go forward. He's trying to go forward. Is he going to dodge? Oh, and that is a absolute masterclass of a dodge by Aragorn there. Just barely avoiding it. Meanwhile, Ohio down to 25k. Vampire still at 10k, and he's been forced back, and now the fight's going on at D. Moskva is backing up as the Goliath pushes him. Problem is the Goliath has Torps, and that's going to be an issue. And Battleship Nagato, still full health, just sitting in smoke, having himself an AFK farming game this time, it feels like. Torps out from the Gearing towards where the Harugumo is, and these Torps are coming in. Let's see if these Torps hit. Torps are out. Looks like Red Cool's in a good place to dodge the first. Is he going to dodge the second? No, he is not. He is down to 13k now. 952 points for the side of Bonks, but now they're kind of penned in. The Grozovoy's going to get down to B, and he's going to stop it. Ohio of Drix, low, but Harbinger goes down to the Torps, and ladies and gentlemen, that is it. Torps hit Harbinger. Bonks wins game number 2. And ladies and gentlemen, they move on to the winners bracket. For TNG, they're going to go down to the losers bracket. Their day is not over, but they are now backs against the wall.